Welcome to the Other Duties as Assigned podcast. I'm joined today by my classmate and quarterback of the football team, Brees Segala. I'm Kasey Vaughn. Brees, so nice to have you on today.
Kasey, thank you for having me here.
Yeah, you're in your last semester of class. Looking forward to an internship in the fall. You excited?
Excited, ready to go. Looking for my internship right now, and really excited for the opportunity wherever I get it.
Almost there.
Almost there.
Almost to the finish line.
Almost there.
All right, we'll start off really simple. Obviously, we are both sport management majors. Why do you want to work in sports?
So, when I first came into college, I was actually a healthcare management major, and
really?
I quickly realized that healthcare management was not for me.
Right.
I loved sports, and I loved being on the business side of things, and I believed that was the best avenue for me. And just playing football, being around sports my whole life, and then coming to Cortland and seeing how much of an athletic school and the athletic atmosphere it had here, I couldn't ignore the sports,
Right.
It was all around you. So I knew that this was a school that if I wanted to work in sports, it was going to set me up with the best future in sports. So that was like the driving force. And then seeing the careers of so many coaches and agents and athletes in sports, I mean, it's such an industry that's never going to die.
Right.
It's so much fun. And it's something you love to do, and we talk about doing something you love and work.
Right.
And working somewhere you love, and that's something sports gives you the opportunity to do.
And obviously, as an athlete yourself, we both understand the power of sport. Like, that's why I love sport management, just because sports have the ability to change people's lives and, make them better people. Yeah. So.
I absolutely agree. The statement that sports change people's lives, like the videos you see of kids looking out to athletes and just like courtside games and things like that. Like, there's nothing that beats sports, and the moments that you see in sports on social media, that it just, there's so much to love about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're in your fourth year here. What is the greatest lesson you've learned outside the classroom during your time at Cortland?
Oh man, outside of the classroom here at Cortland, I'd have to say would be making connections with people.
Yeah.
People always harp on making connections and reaching out and networking, but you really realize it when you're in college and you realize the importance of it. The little things like LinkedIn and Indeed. I mean, they're so important nowadays, And
oh, absolutely.
Making connections is everything, and that's definitely like the biggest thing that's been harped to me by a lot of people and professors, and I can really say it's helped me, and the connections I've made and the people I've met, I know is good. It's benefited me now, and it'll continue to benefit me down the road, I believe.
And that's something that's so special about the sport management department. There is such a wide variety of alumni in any different network, but obviously for us, the sport industry, and they're all so nice, like willing to help. And I think that's something that I didn't expect, really.
I mean, I come into my senior internship, and Professor Brady's got every single week a new group of people coming in for interviews, and he's harping on us to get into the mock interviews, and rightfully so, because they're great opportunities. And I mean, the opportunities that are presented here and the connections that Professor Brady through his class are helping you make, and I mean the bulletin board outside of the in the sport management department with all the cards with all the people working in it, working in the sport industry. I mean, if you take advantage of that, you're going to do all right, I believe, and the sport management department here at Cortland does that for you.
Absolutely. And is there a class in particular in our major that has really had a big impact on you or most influential during your time?
Man, do I have to pick a favorite professor here or something?
No, I don't want to put you on the hot seat like that. Let's stick with class and just kind of, because mine was ethics.
Okay, ethics was a great class. Yeah. I would actually say that it was my first level 300 sport management class. My fall of my junior year, it was over WebEx. And when COVID was a really big thing, and it was with Peter Hahn, my advisor, actually, Infotech to Sport. Yeah. And I learned a lot about like the information and the technology in sport, but from Professor Hahn, what I really learned was like the professionalism and the respectfulness that he demanded. And it wasn't that he was demanding it because he wanted it. He was demanding it, and he was teaching you what you need to give into the workplace when you get older.
Absolutely.
And taking that from him, it was pretty cool, and like learning on the fly. And obviously, you're taught to be respectful and things like that. But with Hahn, you don't mess around and you learn the right way. And I think that after that class, I learned so much more about professionalism, and I think that might take me farther than like a lot of things that I've learned.
Right. In this industry, just being a good person and a hard worker and building those connections with people, that's kind of your foundation to take you far, is what I believe. It's not necessarily like what you know.
Yeah, no.
And what better way to learn that than with the professors we have, truly.
I really do believe that.
Yeah.
I do.
So we've talked about a lot of good things about the department.
We have.
In your opinion, what makes the sport management department so special here at Cortland?
I would say the professors. I mean, the classes are great. We get a great variety of classes that we're able to take.
Right.
But the professors here are here for you. The student-to-teacher ratio will say it's 20-1. It doesn't feel like that because it feels like you're having a one-on-one with every professor at every time. Professor Forrest, Brady, Darvin, Hahn. I mean, I could go on and on. Seifried, Zinos, all of them. They're all there for you, and they want the best for you, and they demand the best out of you. And Professor Dodds, it goes on and on. These people, they just want to see you succeed. And as a student here and the money you're paying for education, that's what makes it feel special. Is like you can appreciate that and like realize like, wow, like these people really have my back and they want to see me succeed. So you can appreciate it as a student, you know?
No, we are so lucky. And I tell kids who are looking at Cortland all the time, like from Syracuse in my hometown, like how special our department is. I really do believe it's different.
Yeah, I do.
Because like talking to my friends who are also in college, like they don't have the connections with their professors like I do here with the sport management department. But, you know, it's not just me. Like these professors know so many individual kids and can tell you something about their personal life.
Yeah, and it's so obvious that like the department here is different because you see people in the field all over the world, and you see the head of the NFL in the draft, I remember we went over, is a Cortland grad. And I mean, there's so many people in such high positions all over the world that came from sport management department here at Cortland. So it's more actions speak louder than words, and the actions are there. There's people all over. So
walk the walk, talk the talk.
There you go. I believe it, and it's shown.
Yeah. This is the Other Duties as Assigned podcast. I'm Kasey, joined by Brees Segala. We'll finish this up with a couple fire away questions. We'll start with your dream job.
Oh man, my dream job when I was young was to be on the PGA Tour.
Really?
I do love the golf. But I would say now it would be, I'd love to be a head coach of an NFL football team.
Okay.
I would absolutely love that. Yeah. That's it.
Team up with Dan Pitcher?
Oh, man, I wish. We'll see. We'll see, right?
And I was going to ask if you could play any other sport besides football, what would it be? I think I know your guess.
Golf in a heartbeat.
Yeah, golf.
Golf in a heartbeat.
I agree with that one. Who's your favorite athlete, someone you look up to?
Oh, someone I look up to. Man, this is a hard one. And the easy answer is Drew Brees, right? But that's not the right answer. I mean, he's a good athlete to look up to, but man, I guess I never really thought about this. You're hitting me on the spot, but I feel like I can't go wrong saying Kobe Bryant. The way his mannerisms on the court and his attitude and his mental toughness and his demeanor and there's so many words to describe Kobe that there's not enough to describe him.
Right.
So if I had to say an athlete that I looked up to and an athlete that I wanted to be like and act like, would probably be Kobe.
Yeah, such a respectful, respectable guy.
Yeah.
Everything he represented on and off the court.
Yeah, absolutely.
And last one, what is your go-to book or the last book you read?
The last book I read was for Professor Voris, Call an Audible. Great book, Darren K. Roberts. That's a good one.
Yep.
It teaches you a lot about the sport industry for sure.
Yes.
And but my favorite book would be a one I read recently called The Energy Bus by John Gordon. I'm big into positive energy, optimism, things like that, and that book really teaches you a lot about it. So I think that's a good book for anyone to read. I highly recommend it, and that would be that's my go-to book, I think.
Well, I can tell you firsthand, we see the positivity that you just bring out every day. I don't think I've ever seen you not with a smile on your face.
I appreciate that. So, I try.
But yes, great book, also a great author, a lot of other books to check out.
I will.
But Brees, thanks for joining me on Other Duties as Assigned, and I look forward to seeing you in the future, whatever that may be for you.
For sure. Kasey, appreciate you having me on.
All right.
All righty.